Testing 1, 2, testing. Test, test. Okay. Wow. Peaceful Dragon says hello from Colorado Springs. All right. I have had... did anyone else get Red Dust Rebellion from GMT? I'm so stoked to get it. My first coin game. I haven't got it yet. No, but goodness gracious. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Flipside. This is a fireside chat. Funny story. These happen a little bit on Mondays. I had a probate hearing to be appointed for my grandfather's estate, executor of my grandfather's estate earlier today. And I was like, don't know how long this is going to take. Don't know if the courts are going to be behind schedule. Blah, 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 blah. So I'll set this for 1:30. That's plenty of time. Then I started thinking maybe I should set it for 2 o'clock. And I spent a lot of time thinking that I was going to set it for 2 o'clock. And then at the last minute, I was like, 1:30 will be fine. And then at 1:33, I was like, crap. I set it for 1:30 and I forgot. Dadgummit. Oh, Bob. Bob. I haven't watched it yet, Bob. I said we were going to do it. I think I said we were going to do it Saturday night. And was it Saturday night? Because I think we said we need to watch. I think I said it that morning. And Saturday night we had a hockey game. We get back late from hockey games. We fell asleep in the afternoon. But I swear to you, I'm going to watch it. I swear to you that I'm going to watch it. But it has not yet happened. So I apologize for that. See, I was even sitting down. I even set these apart and I was like, well, I'm going to clip these bases out of here because these aren't actual models. I'm going to clip these out before I actually start. They're still there. See what I mean? Oh my goodness gracious me, oh my. All right, well, welcome to the Flipside. This is a fireside chat. Fireside chat is just a title that I gave to a very low-key, casual Q&A. You guys ask me anything and everything that you want, and I will give you the best answer that I possibly can within certain parameters. Those parameters are way out there, though. I'm willing to talk about almost anything. Now, having said that, I'm probably going to get a question about something that I don't want to talk about live. We'll deal with that when it happens. But as we talk, I'm going to continue prepping Space Hulk for hitting the table. So I have the last fireside chat, I built all of the termies, and now I'm going to be building the Gene Stealers as well. But first things first, you know what? I'm not going to do that online. I'm not going to clip these things out just because. That is going to be very bad. Oh, wait a minute. Why don't these guys have numbers on them? That's no bueno. How am I supposed to know which ones are which? Looks like most of them look pretty much the same, but no, this isn't cool. I don't like that. The Space Marines had numbers on them. Dude. All right. Well, I think... Well, that thing just comes out of the ground. All right. I'm going to try it on this one. I have a theory. The theory is everything in one section is going to be for the same gene stealer. I'm going to try that theory out right here, right now, and we'll see how it handles, how it holds up here. So, that gets clipped right there, and then that little thing right there, and that little thing right there. All right, so that one should be out, and then this one, I guess, goes with that. I don't know for sure, but we're gonna find out, ain't we? Let's see here. Who have we got? We've got Vanessa. Garreton is here. What's up, Vanessa? Good to see you. Bob Rock is here. Thank you, thank you. Just got home. We'll be back in a bit. No worries. People's Dragon Loki. I don't know what I'm going to taunt you about when you actually watch it. And you said that twice. I get you. I get you, brother. I don't know what you're going to do either. Now, this definitely goes with that. That's for sure. My goodness. These guys are ugly. I don't like Tyranids. All right, here we go. Out comes... Here comes the sun. Da-dum-da-da. And blinkety blink blink. And this will go, I'm going to put it over here like so. Okay, that one's in there. That looks interesting. There's one. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so now we need to test the rest. That looks like it's one all of itself as well. And I don't even have to put this together. I don't think. Good thing about these guys is they look like they can probably just be kind of nasty looking. And so I guess that's another one. That dude's got a Terminator. That dude's got a Space Marine head in him. That's pretty gross. Oh, don't want that to stay turned over. And then over here, we've got that. This looks like this one's going to be just by himself as well. So this could be a pretty quick prep job here, y'all. When it gets clipped off. This is something that I actually do enjoy. I know some people were talking about it last time being, oh, I'm so glad I didn't buy this one because that looks boring or whatever. You know, they didn't actually say that, but this is something that I do actually enjoy. I don't dislike this at all, but it is something that you do have to do. All right, that kind of worked. Yeah, he's, wait a minute. Oh, that just looks like part of the floor coming off of him. Okay, cool. So that's a third one. And I've only had to put together one so far. Now this guy definitely looks like he goes together, but he's in two different compartments. So we're going to try this one out as well. Let's see, what do we got going on in the chat? I have some of those speed paints from Army Painter, and I really like them, but they were kind of pricey. I'm thinking of painting Imperial Assault. Any Rex for cheaper but decent paint? Unfortunately, no, I don't. I am not deep enough into the world of painting to give you decent recommendations, unfortunately. I also have some of those Army Painter speed paints. Why aren't you guys coming? Why you not come off the sprue? Oh, maybe I have to clip there. There we go. All right, that's one. I think this goes with it. The only paints that I've ever used to any reel, with any reel rather, you know, consistency have been Army Painter and Citadel. And those are by far not, well, I don't know about by far, but those, see, this doesn't seem like it's fitting together. Maybe, oh, yeah, it does. Okay. So I'm not the person to ask for that. I'm not the person to ask that question to, because I'm just not, I don't know, honestly. So hopefully someone will be able to give you a better answer than I. I will say that they did a really good job hiding the mold lines on the actual miniature in these. If that is the case, it looks like it could be. Man, there's so many different. 3 legs on each side. Yeah, that's it. All right, that's another one. Then we've got, oof, that dude is standing on skulls. He does not look like a friend of humanity. But he's done. So he was kind of friendly that way. It was very easy to get off the sprue. That needs to be trimmed a little bit better though. All right, I think he's done. Good night. All right, got a couple down here that look like they are supposed to be going together. Clipping off sprues is one of the things that gives me the willies, because I'm always concerned that I'm going to clip something that I should not have clipped. But generally speaking, Games Workshop is pretty good about making it pretty clear where you're supposed to clip things off. So I'm not too worried about that right now, but it is still one of those things. It looks like this is going to go together like that. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. A little bit there. A little bit in there. So what have we got? Okay, well, not a whole lot of talking. That's probably my fault. These are probably not good ideas for... you know, having these are not usually, maybe not great ideas for... there we go. That looks pretty good. For having a whole lot of engaging conversation. I apologize about that, but... I think it's not bad. So that goes there. All right. Now we have 3 clips on this one for some reason. As far as what we have coming up in the week, I'll go ahead and talk about that for a little bit since you guys are being kind of quiet. We are going to be, as long as JT is able to keep his Friday schedule free, I'll leave that. And that's not to throw him under the bus. That's his regular 9 to 5. So, but as long as he is able to keep his schedule free on Friday, we are going to be doing Andromeda's Edge, a playthrough of Andromeda's Edge, a new Kickstarter project fulfillment that he just got in, and it's pretty hot right now, so we would be stupid if we did not. Is that like that, or is it like this? It's definitely like that. Yep. So we would be kind of stupid if we didn't try to put something together for that, because things pretty neato. Man, that's nightmare juice, y'all. Looks like we don't. It is pretty self-explanatory how these, you know, these guys are supposed to go together, so it wasn't that difficult at all. But oh, we got this one back here too, hey. There we go. That comes off. How's everybody's week going? Let's see. Yep, that's pretty good. I'd talk more, but I'm at work. Understand that. No worries. I'm not worried about it. I'm doing this. I'm just I don't want anybody to think that you can't say something, you can't ask questions, and you can't do this or that just because I'm putting together these things. That's never what I want to espouse. So if you have a question, I will get to it. Not bad. All right, that's that. Last one off of this sprue, and there are only 2 others. There we go. This one is very, this is like, you know, we've only done the, doing this on a blue background is also hard, because sometimes I'm having trouble with seeing what's the sprue and what's not the sprue, what's the background, but that's my own dumb fault. We had Sabbath dinner on Saturday and made beef tamales. Pretty banging. Favorite Mexican dish? Ooh. Tamales are up there, that's for sure. Love me some tamales, especially homemade ones. But I probably have to say that my favorite Mexican dish is probably, doesn't seem like that got in there very well, is probably enchiladas. But I do love a good burrito, man. A friend of mine and I were just talking about it the other day. It's literally a meal in the tube. Literally a meal in a tube. And it's so easy if you have to eat lunch while you're driving or something like that, because that's what he has to do. See, he has a kind of like a route that he has to work over. The rest of these things are token, like door holders. And so I'm going to clip those off later. I'm not going to clip those off online. That sounds like it would be a bad idea. Ooh, what is that? Wow. That's pretty cool looking. My goodness. I think... Why does that have 3 holes? My goodness, this looks like a big one. That one I'm going to wait because that looks confusing. And I want to get all the non-confusing ones out. My brain is not in the figure out complex things mode right now. It is very much in not that mode. Just saw the chat move. I'm going to get to it in just a second. There we go. Al Hernandez is here. He says, me and my friends are about to take a trip to Oklahoma and hang out in a cabin for the weekend in October, and I'm just prepping for what games to take. They are all non-gamers, so that is tough. Oof, that is tough. I would encourage you to stick heavily towards the party game atmosphere, since they're all non-gamers. But if you have it, cooperative games are good even for non-gamers, because I've found that non-gamers get they get nervous when you ask them to compete in a setting that they are just now learning about. You know what I mean? So but in cooperative games, they really do shine. So if you have any cooperative games that are like, for example, the Art Project or Just One is a cool cooperative game that's also a party game. That would be a good one for you to take, I think. Other ones that have gone over well that maybe aren't cooperative are, like, I just played Cities with a group of people that are new gamers. They're actually I talked about it on the on Smorgasbord for the Dice Tower last week, or I don't know if it was last week. It might be coming up this week that they use it, but anyway, they are grandparents, and they are basically trying to find games that they can play with their grandkids of various ages. And so they've been coming to our board game nights at Steamers and our board game nights at the church to basically do research, basically, and try to find games that they are going to be able to teach their grandkids. And so they come and they take notes and about all the games that they've played, and they mark down which ones they've really enjoyed and which ones they think they're going to try to seek out and all that other kind of stuff. And but I mean, definitely not the kind of gamer that you would expect from grandparents that have never come to one of your events before. But they're all in, and I taught them how to play Cities, and they really enjoyed it. So that might be one you look at. It can get a little crunchy, but so definitely kind of, read the room and try not to throw something down that is going to kill the mood. Oh, jeez. But let's see, what are some other ones? I gotta think. You're making me think, Ryan. No, you're thinking Al. what do you think of Balderdash? Balderdash is great. It's kind of an, you know, in my opinion, it's kind of an OG party game. In my opinion, it's one of those things where you can't really go wrong with it. Don't know that it would be one that I would want to play right off the bat, but I wouldn't bring it out on my own volition, but if somebody asked for it, I would be down to play it. So, but, you know, that's kind of up to you and your group, really. Balderdash is fun, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know if it would be one that I would pull out right at the onset. Kicking a bunch of these guys over. I'm going to put them back up so they can drive properly. Cool. All right. Man, there's a lot of these things. It's like they're trying to make a Aliens movie or something. Come on. There we go. One and this one. Let's see. Deception is a team game, but I think it weighs heavily on that cooperative type experience, in that I think that it would be a good one, especially since it handles a lot of players. I don't know how many people you have going to this, but it sounded like you probably have a lot. But I think that Deception, Murder in Hong Kong would be a good choice, as long as the vibe of the room is kind of, if you find that the people in the room are like fans of true crime and that type of stuff, I think that would be a slam dunk, really. But at the same time, it is also possible for a game to fall flat. So that's what I mean by do your homework, you know? If you find that people maybe have that propensity, maybe, I don't know if that's the right word, towards the IP that you're, or the theme of the game, then absolutely, yeah, you kind of have a little bit more freedom in finding some of those games to be more palatable for people like that than if it were like in a, I don't know, a game store situation or something like that. Because if they are, if they're friends of yours, then there's a little bit more of a relationship going on there, and sometimes that helps a lot. Game store situations where it's gateway type situations, it's a little bit harder to kind of feel out the room and see what's going to be what. But in your situation, I think if you're thinking down the line of, then go with your intuition. That's kind of what I'm saying. Got a little. There we go. It's good enough. Let's see here. There's about 9 of us. all dudes, and of course I would be the guy giving the clues. Yeah, I think that would be perfect. Cash and guns also pretty fun in that situation. In that kind of situation, I think the and I'm not. Please understand, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that, but with cash and guns, more often than not, if somebody has a problem with pointing foam guns at each other, it's usually been a mom or a lady in the room that is uncomfortable for it. Usually, most of the time, guys are I don't want to say more forgiving, but they're just, I don't know, they have a little bit more of an open mind with that kind of thing. And also, I don't want to espouse, the pointing of guns at people, but they're foam. So it's just the way it is. And again, that's just been my experience with it. Dudes usually don't have any misgivings about pointing foam guns at people, but the people that have voiced that type of opinion have usually been female. So if they're all guys, I doubt that you'll have that kind of issue come up, but you might. It just depends on the person. Yeah, I don't know. So, but the main thing that I'm coming down to is that you will be able to make that determination much, much better than I will, because you know the people, I don't. Okay. That dude was easy. This. Oh no, don't fall. There we go. And I'm back. Looked like I missed some riveting content. Not really, Vanessa. This is not necessarily riveting. I am just answering questions as they come up and trying to get this Space Hulk prepped for hitting the table, and I have to at least clip all these things off and put them together before I even have the chance of getting Space Hulk to the table. And to answer probably one of your next follow-up questions, no, I have not yet read the rule book, because why read the rule book if it's not ready to hit the table? That's just my personal take on it. But yes, you've not missed anything riveting. I don't think you'll ever miss anything riveting on this channel. But that is that. Let's see here. There we go. And and that is that sprue. So now I am back to the confusing sprue. Well, let's see here. Wow, these are really cool minis, though. What have we got? Have you ever glued your finger to a mini? No, because I'm usually pretty conscious about that. I've never glued my finger to a mini. I have, glued parts together that weren't supposed to be there, and so I had to go back and not really break them, but essentially take them apart and then put them back together. But I've never glued my finger to a miniature. Okay, so I would imagine this is going to go onto that, because that's what it looked like. But no, I'm usually pretty good about not getting. I've gotten glue all over my fingers before. Don't get me wrong, but sticking them to the model, no, I haven't done that. Man, this is really cool. This is a really cool model. I like this one a lot, actually. Okay, cool. Huh. Okay. This is Tom Vazel's nightmare. He hates these things. What, miniatures? I absolutely agree with you. He hates miniatures. He hates putting stuff together. He does not like them at all. Yeah, that was it. That was where that went. That's cool. Yeah, that's a really neat miniature, though. Pretty cool. I'll show you these in a little bit. All right. This looks like a big mamma jamma. This one looks like it's going to be rather large. Und in charge, yeah? Okay. That definitely has another side to the base, so it's got to be this one. Okay. This looks like it goes, okay, definitely. Sweet. Okay, so then I'm imagining that this one is going to go with that. This one, oof, that is a big talon. It's looking like it's going to do some damage. And then that one. That looks like there's another one. And then this one right here. Bet you there's a picture of this thing somewhere that I need to consult before I actually try to put it together. Because this looks intense. Okay. So it looks like these are going to go in here. Or maybe it goes like this. I bet you that's how it goes. No. That's the one, and yes, it does go backwards. Okay. All right, so first things first, let's get this bottom part put together. So we need some glue there, and there, and some glue like so. All right. Kerplink and kerplink. Why did that not go together as satisfactorily as I would have liked it to? I don't know, you might see me put together. Oh, jeez, come on. Can't see because things are dark. My goodness. There we go. Got it. it. So this one's got to hold together for a little bit. All right, let's see here. I was being sarcastic. Oh, yeah, well, that's fine. I was being honest. Have you ever glued your finger into a mini? No, this is talking about he hates sprues. Yes, he does. I like pre-assembled miniatures with the wash already applied. Yeah, but those are more expensive. But I totally understand what you're saying. I like those too. I always think of Sam when I see his YouTube notifications. Well, I hope so. Twilight Imperium 3 for $70 with Shards of the Throne or Shattered Empire. Or Twilight 4 retail. Depends. I think they did a lot of good to the Twilight Imperium franchise with the 4th edition. I think they streamlined a lot of things. But with that having been said, I think it's kind of up to you. I don't know that the... I don't know... Well... I don't know the retail price for TI4. So, I mean, $70 is pretty expensive for an outdated game. And when I say outdated, it's got an upgrade that's still available. Whether or not you need that upgrade is kind of up to you. But is everyone using live chat or just default chat? I'm using live chat, so hopefully everybody else is on the same thing. But going back to your question, Roger, do you know what's the retail price for the 4th edition? Because that would help me make my determination for me specifically. Where that goes. All right. I would look it up, but I got my hands full here, you know what I'm saying? I think it's like 120. Not seeing everyone's chat. Sorry, Peaceful Dragon. Yeah, put it over to up at the top of the chat window. You see where it says something chat. I think it says top chat by default. Just click that and change it to live chat, and that'll help you. There's that. Then I think this one is reaching forward. Like so. Yep. And then that one's going to be reaching backward. Okay. So let's put this one in first. I don't know. How is it? Yeah, it's down by his knee. Good. Okay. Like that. Oh, come on. There we go. Some of these push fit minis, if you don't get the right angled pressure on them, it's kind of hard to get them in there, but they're not that bad. That's good though. That stupid fly. Now, that goes in there. And this will go in there. There we go. That little dude's done. Not bad, not bad. I really like the dynamic of that miniature. Okay. Let's see. Wow, I did not know that. Default is chop chat and omit some comments it deems less interesting. Switch to live. How dare you two deem some people less interesting? I know, Ryan, right? Okay, 120 bucks compared to 70 bucks. All right, well, if you go with 120 bucks, you are going to be basically getting oh, gee whiz, I don't know. I don't remember what's in Shattered Empire and the other one. Dang it. Well, what is that? Oh, that goes on this guy. Okay. I don't know what's in those expansions, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think TI4 includes almost all of the content that was in it already, and then they also released another expansion for TI4. So I don't think you're going to be missing anything if you go with the 124 for TI4. Now, I do want to say this. I cannot tell you how to spend your money. Only you can do that. Because I don't know what your bills are. I don't know what you are having to pay on a daily basis for groceries and all of this other kind of stuff. So I can't tell you beyond the shadow of a doubt that I think you should pay that I think you should pay $50 more for a game, because only you can be the determining factor on whether or not you can afford that extra 50 bucks. Now, from a game perspective, if all things are equal, I probably would just spend the extra 50 bucks. If I had the ability to do that. But if I'm like, not buying milk this week or, that kind of stuff in order to purchase, put that extra 50 bucks, I can't tell you to do that. But as far as content for the game is concerned, I think you're not going to be missing anything game-wise if you just spend 120 bucks on the TI4. But that's just me. I like to try to have current stuff if I can. And if I can't, I can't. But if I can, I want it. I want to have it. But that's me. All right. This little dude went to the market. I don't even know what that thing is. Wow. Huh. All right, then we have this little thing right here. I think this is one of the This is one of the objective miniatures that's in the game. It's a dead space marine. So this is going to be cool to put together. Oops. There's that. We got that. Got that. All right. Oh, we still have this thing over here too. That. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, I'm gonna pop some glue right in there, like that. That should be enough. Get out of here, fly. Shoo, fly, shoo. Plop. And I'm pretty sure this is just going to go right back on there like that. So we're going to get some glue down there, and there, and there. Just like that. Boom. That is finito. And I don't think we have anything else other than these little things. I told you I was going to clip that off. Oh, I do need to put this little chalice together, though. And this is going to be pretty interesting because there is not a lot of room for error here. There we go. All right, fixed my chat. Feastal Jack says, good, good, good. Now, if Jessie was here, she could talk while Sam glues. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. For ASMR, he just needs a Fireside in the background. That is true. That would be cool. We're going to glue some happy little sprues. The new Bob Ross of board games. I do like the snipping sound. Sorry for the typos before. My thumbs went rogue. No worries, no worries. If Sam keeps doing these, he might have to change the name from Fireside to ASMR Chats. That's funny. I've seen TI4 on sale for $80 at times. I guess the better question is TI3 with expansions better than base TI4? No, I don't think it is. I think they made enough decent changes to it that, especially if you can find it for that discounted price, don't bother with TI3. I'm not going to say it's not fun, because it probably still is. Especially, there's probably a lot of people out there that are still playing TI3. I think there's probably people out there that are probably still playing TI2, but so I can't say that it's not fun. But for me personally, if there's a new upgraded version of something that's going to upgrade my experience playing the game, that's what I want to go play. And I think if you're new to the game, you would probably do much better starting with the new rule set, because it did streamline a lot of stuff, made things a little bit more tight, and in so doing made things a little bit more fun. So this is everything that I put together. I'm going to get this out here so that you can kind of see them, get them away from my computer a little bit, and I took, let's see, how long have we been going? 55 minutes. 55 minutes. I took 55 minutes to get all these guys put together. And yes, I know they're on a blue background and you can't see them very well, but you kind of get the idea, I think. You can see all of these guys. So 55 minutes to get, I think there's 22 Tyranids put together, Gene Stealers. And some of them were just clip them off the sprue. Other ones were literally 1 or 2 pieces. And these guys are ready to go now. But newer editions are not always better. Libertalia, for example. I get that, David. Absolutely, I get that. They're not always better. But in TI4's case, I do believe that it is better than TI3. So, that's all my Tyranids. Where my Tyranids at? We've probably discussed the lack of fire. Yeah, we've previously discussed the lack of fire in Fireside chats. Yes, I know. More box tapping. No, I'm not going to do that. It's weird. You're welcome, Roger. But let's see. And again, don't take what I said as gospel. Just take it as an opinion, because that's all it is. So these are, let me go ahead and pull these out, just so that you can see everything that is in the box as far as miniatures are concerned. There is a considerable amount of cardboard maps and layouts and all of that kind of stuff in there as well. A couple of rule books, but I just want to show you what you get as far as models are concerned in and you get a little servitor as well. Now I'll put him up front so you can maybe see it a little bit better. There we go. Boom! There you go. You got, let me take the picture-in-picture out of there. So that's all of the miniatures that come in a box of 4th edition Space Hulk. Then you have all of this stuff that's in there as well. So you get a considerable amount of stuff in the box. And again, I have no idea how much Space Hulk is going for nowadays. But I lied. I'm gonna clip these things out while we're talking because it's bugging me. And all these things do is they hold doors. We'll go back up here. Bum, 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 bum. This edition of Space Hulk does look better than the first. Not just the models, but the embossed boards look like a nice upgrade. They do. I guess those miniatures will be stored loosely in the box. No insert to hold them. Yeah, that is correct. I'll probably put them in baggies. I don't know that it's going to be a huge deal either way because I'm not going to be transporting this game a lot. But I get what you're getting at. But yeah, that's just kind of the nature of the beast with Games Workshop. They assume that you have another way to store the miniatures that you get in the box. They do not provide any type of insert whatsoever. So that's just, you know, they're not a board game company. They are a tabletop miniatures company. So they're making some assumptions that they can safely make, because most, if not all, tabletop miniature gamers are going to already have their own preferred storage solutions. They're not going to worry about all that other kind of stuff. All right. Cover artwork is pretty good. That is correct. Yeah. Cover artwork is pretty good indeed. Guess I can put it up here, maybe. Bink. Nope. I'm just going to put it like that. Well, that doesn't do any good. There we go. So all of these things, and then I'm doing these so I can just get rid of the sprues and not have to worry about this stuff. Have to worry about sprues anymore in this box, because sprues do take up a lot of room, and then they leave a big hole. So I'm going to have to find out ways. I'm probably just going to put them in Ziploc bags. That's what I can imagine. Why did it not come out? There we go. Let's see. What other questions do we guys have? Do you have any questions about anything related to the channel? I did notice that we are up at 7.86 thousand subscribers. That's a cool thing. We were at 7.85 over the weekend, and checked today, and we're at 7.86. So that's a cool thing. I appreciate you guys for being subscribers. I really do. I have also noticed that we have lower views on the, I mean, not than last time, but we just had the, whatchamacallit, the giveaway. This is a huge giveaway, y'all. And I'm not trying to just, you know, pop my own collar here. I'm literally, this is a huge giveaway. And if you don't have any interest in the game, fine and dandy. But if you do, man alive, you're going to kick yourself for not even entering if you have not yet done so, because it is a popular game, popular video game as well. So you should go check out the giveaway if you've not done so already, because you'll kick yourself for not at least giving yourself the chance of winning this giveaway. Something else. I also am going to be getting on the ball that I absolutely dropped, and start working on the the spotlight. I couldn't think of that word. Good night. The spotlight video for the printed meeple. I got to send them an email and get them to send me some information. But as soon as I do that, I'm going to start getting on that. Probably next week, I would imagine I'll be ready to release that, as long as I can get that information back. But it's been my fault. I dropped the ball on that, and now I can't expect them to drop everything and answer me quickly. So that's going to, that's coming up. That's one thing that's coming up in the near future for the channel, is another spotlight on the printed meeple and an interview with Toby Stewart, its owner. Let's see. There we go. All right, sprues are done away with. No more sprues for Space Hulk. Not in my house. These are all door standees, so if I'm not mistaken, these doors will go into these holders, like so. And they will hold the doors up off the table. That's pretty cool. Let's see, I'm trying to shrink my collection, not grow it. Yeah. I submitted by email. Very good, Ryan. Not everyone can afford another house for the September giveaway. It's not that big. Unfortunately, the contest is not open to me in Canada, Sam. I know. I'm sorry, Derek. Sam, how did you like the game Istanbul? I actually didn't get to play it. Jesse played it with David and Mia. I was playing Parks with a couple of other attendees, Krista and Jonathan, when Jesse was playing that. So I didn't get to play Istanbul, but Derek, you said it's one of my top games of all time with the caveat that it must include the Mocha and Bakshish expansion. Very cool. I'm hoping to get it played maybe the next time with David and Mia, but I'm trying to shrink my collection on Crowit. Hey, everybody. What's up, Jeremiah? Good to see you, buddy. My calyx runneth over. Free games are like free food. They don't count towards the bloat. I like the way you're thinking, Ryan. Thanks for the giveaway reminder. My list isn't the greatest, and I kept thinking I could come up with better votes. I'm sure I'll be kicking myself once I hear what ends up on the list. Yeah, maybe so. Just realized though that even with the lists that JT and I do, it's like, you know, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes what's on a top 10 list can change at the drop of a hat. Doesn't mean that those games that are on the list are any less good than we said that they were. But just realize that sometimes top 10 lists and top 5 lists and all of that kind of stuff, they fluctuate. And what goes on and what comes off of them is pretty much dependent upon not your mood, but whatever it might be that that put it there in the first place, changing one way or the other. You know, maybe you had a bad experience with the game, and you hadn't really ever thought about how it could go that way, you know. Or maybe you had a really good experience with the game, and you never thought about how good of an experience you could have had with it. And so that one game comes on, and another game comes off, but they are a lot less set in stone than one might think. The top 100s are usually we put a little bit more oomph and a little bit more weight behind those decisions because we only do those once a year. But doing so many top 10 lists, like we've been doing one, you know, I mean, I know there are 2 top 5s, but it's basically the top 10. We've been doing top 10 lists almost once a week since the beginning of the year. That's a lot of top 10 lists. So sometimes you're going to have a lot of overlap, and other times you're going to specifically not include a game that may otherwise be included just because you've talked about it recently, and you want to give other games the limelight, and so forth and so on. So that's just the way it goes. Just got here. What list are we talking about? No list in particular. Will you eventually be getting the Marvel Dice Throne X-Men? I did not do the Marvel Dice Throne X-Men. Parks is also good, but I prefer Takedo, but Parks has better variability in path. That's cool. Takedo is also a good game. We played Namiji at the last Comic Con I was at, and we really enjoyed that one. That was a fun play. Namiji is in the Takedo universe. But all right. Well, I'm not going to store it like this. I'm just putting these in here for right now so that I can clean up my table, and later on this evening I'm going to put all of these guys. See, the problem with these Tyranid is that they have so many pointy bits on them. If I put them in Ziploc bags, they're just gonna poke through those Ziploc bags. But we'll get something done. We'll do something. But there is a lot of plastic in this box, that's for sure. A lot of plastic, a lot of cardboard. But I'm definitely not moving this box around too much because I don't want any of these Marines to break either. So, that's everything that comes in the box. Let me show that to you. Bam. See that? This is all cardboard, like laying out the board, all of the tokens that you have. There's other kinds of tokens that you use here, the dice, the templates, a lot of different stuff. So that gives you an idea of what's in this box. There's just a lot here. Maybe if I turn it this way, you can see how all of these things, I have them stored in such a way as to kind of make them fit a little bit better. I think now that I have all of these sprues out of here, now that all these sprues are gone, I can maybe spread some of this out and it'll be a little bit more compact. Right now it's definitely heavy on this side, but that's what you get in a box of Space Hulk. A bunch of plastic and a bunch of cardboard and some dice and a sand timer. Yippee skippy. So, oh, you also get a rule book and a mission book. So these will go over here for right now, and that will give you a good look at the cover art, as I was trying to do earlier. There you go. All right, let's see here. Use the freezer grade Ziplocs. You just need some basic dividers for Space Hulk. Send me some dimensions, and maybe I can make a 3D insert. Oh, yeah, but dimensions for what, dude? Oh my goodness. I mean, if I'm looking at this and, I mean, of course I send you the dimensions of the box, yeah, but dimensions for all of these things, dimensions for all of these things. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'd have to give you the depth of the box, the width, the length of the box. I don't know. Send me an email, Luke. We'll talk. I don't want to make, if it's something you enjoy doing, hey man, I'll send you whatever you do and you can have fun with it. But I don't want you to work for me. That's for sure. That's Space Hulk though. All right, let's see here. What have I got? Okay, so tomorrow we are going to be doing, Tuesday, we are going to be doing, It Belongs in a Museum, absolutely. We're going to be doing that. And then later on in the evening, we will be doing a Time Honor Tuesdays, as we normally do. And that will happen. Then Wednesday, I will be doing a live review. Live review is, I don't know what it's going to be on yet, because I haven't figured that out yet, honestly. So we'll just have to do that. We'll have to talk about that later. Thursday, I'm going to read through the solo mode. I was going to actually try to do Hamlet for solo mode last week. And then I looked at the solo mode and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like I have to read another rule book. So I'm not so sure I'm going to do the solo mode for Hamlet. I've got to read through it to see if it looks as daunting, or maybe they just wrote it weirdly, but it looks like everything that you can do in the game, the AI does it differently. And I'm like, No, that's not what we want, people. But that's not what I want, at least. Maybe you guys want it that way. I don't want it that way. But anyway, I'm looking at that for solo mode this week. I might. I mean, I enjoyed it last week. I might just do another Star Wars The Clone Wars and just use a higher difficulty level and use a different villain and go at it that way. But I'm not real dependent on that. We do have some videos that are on the horizon. We've got a prototype version of the expansion for Castlescapes. We're going to be doing a review of that. That's going to be probably a recorded review, though, not a live one. We also have some other projects that are going right now. One called Go for the Krill, which is by a game company called Three Nail Games. I met them at Origins this year. They're a great group of guys. We sat down and played their other game that I can't remember the name of right now. Gee whiz. But they also gave me a copy of Go for the Krill. Go for the Krill has a really cool thing because of the designer and the designer of the game, and the designer's mother is the artist of the game. And I thought that was a cool pairing. That's one of the reasons why I was interested in it. But we're going to be getting that played soon. We might be changing things up on Time Honored Tuesdays a little bit because some of these games I need to play live, and but we will label them. You know, we're not gonna put a Time Honored Tuesday label on it or a thumbnail on it if we're doing some other things. So most of it is not paid content. I do want to say that off the bat. It's not paid content. This is stuff that like smaller publishers have been sending me that they don't really have marketing budgets. They don't really have all that kind of stuff. They have to dump their money into a lot of other things, and I don't want to, they're on a shoestring budget as it is. I don't want them to so it's that kind of stuff. It's that kind of stuff. It's not a lot of it isn't paid content. It's just stuff that I said that I would do, and so we're going to be getting those things done. So you can kind of be on the lookout for those things, and we'll have them labeled as such. I've got a lot of games that I purchased that I want to get to the table and I want to talk about and do, but some of the other stuff comes first before we can do that. But that's the stuff that's on the docket. Get some foam core, a hot glue gun, a straight edge, and an X-Acto knife. You're right, David. In all my copious amounts of free time, I will do that. I have to leave here in just a few minutes in order to go print out a couple of documents that the lawyer sent that I have to sign and get it notarized and then get it back to them so that we can get moving forward on this whole executorship that I have to do for my grandpa's estate. So that's that. Then I got to go pick up my son for practice, and then it's back home, and I don't know what we're going to do tonight, but there's a lot of things on the docket. There always is. Whether it's getting stuff done around the house or cleaning up something around the house or whatever it might be, getting ready for the next thing around the house. There's always something to do. So yeah, I get it. But let's see here. Don't think that we have anything else really pressing. But some of those things, I did want to let you know that some of those prototype things that we have coming down the pipe, that's going to be hitting here in a little bit. I also got sent Biohack by Ujibakoya. We're going to be getting that to the table here pretty soon. And we are going to be, and again, unless something happens and with JT's work and he can't be here, we are going to be doing Andromeda's Edge. He's already been playing it. He's been loving it. So I'm looking forward to having him teach it for us, and we'll get that to the table on Friday. That's what we're planning on right now. But with JT's job being a regular 9 to 5, then we have to kind of play that by ear. He does try to manage his week in such a way that it leaves Fridays open for him doing things around his house in the morning and then streaming with us in the afternoon. But if something comes up, we have to change plans. But for right now, we are planning on having Andromeda's Edge on the table on Friday for you guys to check out with us. So there you go. Trial and error with foam core will take you less time than CNC laser design. Well, at least until you get over the learning curve. Yeah, that's true too. Well, that's that's why I don't do any of that stuff. Because I know there is a learning curve, and I ain't got time for learning curves, man. Ain't nobody got time for that. But, you know, that's just the way it is. The learning curves I have to deal with right now are learning curves with working with lawyers and estates and executorships and all that kind of stuff. And boy, oh boy. Yep. Use the freezer grade Ziplocs. That's true. The freezer grade, they usually have a thicker wall to them. That's a good thing. Will Andromeda's Edge even fit on the screen? We'll make sure that it does. It might not be able to be zoomed in as much as some of you might want it to be, but I usually try to do a good job of making it aesthetically pleasing to the eye, getting everything on there so that you can see where our hands are going, and I try to make it to where there isn't anything off screen that we're doing. And if we do have to do something off screen, I do have my phone here that we can connect via Bluetooth and have it be another camera. And, you know, we do that often. But, yeah, some of those games definitely have a very large footprint. And some games are a lot more difficult to get them all on the same footprint than others. That's for certain, but I'll do my best, and that I promise. All right. Well, it is 3 o'clock. I do need to get going because, as I said, I do have some errands to run before I go pick up my son from practice, and it'll all take time. You know, it's a 20-minute drive into town, and then it's, you know, 10 minutes from here and 10 minutes from there and all this other kind of stuff. And I got to pick him up from practice in 2 hours. And I want to spend some time watching him in practice as well. So I do need to get out of here, but I hope that this hasn't been, might you do a few fireside chats in the evening, Sam? I possibly could do that, yes. Matter of fact, that is something that we were actually talking about this weekend, doing fireside chats at different times so that other people can join in, and it's at a different time and all that kind of stuff. And we are definitely open to doing those kinds of things. We don't really have a set schedule, especially on Mondays. Mondays is my kind of catch up on other things kind of day. I've started editing the bottom and top fives that are coming up this week, and which is pretty cool because JT and I were able to get them recorded on Sunday. This week is going to be our bottom and top 5 variable player power games. So I think it was a really, really great couple of lists for different reasons. My list was a little bit on the heavier side than normal. JT's was about on par with the rest of them. He just likes heavier games. But we had a good time recording these lists. We had a lot of agreement between the two. No crossovers, though. That was pretty cool. So you're going to have 20 really good variable player power games to choose from this coming Friday. So that's coming down the pike as well. I'm going to get out of here, though. Got to hit the road. Thank you all for joining me and spending some time. I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoyed at least a little bit. I know it wasn't riveting content, Vanessa, but that's just the way it is. I can't be awesome all the time, y'all. I got to take a break every once in a while. Anyway, we'll see you guys and gals tomorrow morning for It Belongs in a Museum, and we'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.